Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So, another day at school and how it relates to your narcissist. The more I interact with these kids, the more it gives me opportunities to kind of explain the mindset of the narcissist. So, if you guys have been watching my channel, a few days ago, was it yesterday? I said this kid literally made my blood boil. Like, I was so frustrated. I'm trying to help him. It's really stirring things up in me because he wouldn't listen to reason. You try to help him, he comes back with these excuses. You try to counter those excuses and you try to do it in a calm way. And they're pushing your buttons, they're giving you attitude, little jabs, and it's frustrating. So, we're people too. We get tired, we have things, headaches by the end of the day. Uh, a lot of frustration that we're trying to deal with things the correct way, in a loving way, and you get this attitude and smirkiness and dirty looks and just full of frustration. So I let it go. I know they're kids. So you can't take things personally. They can call you names, they can make fun of you, they can do whatever, throw things at you. I was hit that same day by a different kid. So you let it go. But it still affects you. That kid really had me on edge. So today he's in the hallway. We just happen to be passing each other, and I'm getting this dirty look. And like I said, you don't take it personal. They're kids, they're going to have their attitudes. He was probably about 8 years old, mean mugging me, just giving me the dirtiest look as he's getting ready to go to the bathroom. And so I like get down to his level and I'm talking to him. I'm like, are we cool? And still get that dirty look. So I try to connect with him and kind of explain the situation and, fresh start. And so I give him a fist bump and, he was responsive to that. And I noticed he's got a big bruise on his hand right there, or not a bruise, a scab. So he has a scab on his hand. And I'm like, did you punch something? And he said yes. And I asked him, I'm like, do you have a hard time when you get frustrated that you want to hit something? And he was honest. He said yes. And obviously there's something going on for him. He's kind of a quiet kid with an attitude. When things go fine, or if you don't call him out on things, nothing wrong with having him in class. He's not super wild or talking out of turn, but he's got his issues. And when he gets frustrated, that's when his coping mechanism comes out. So that's the same with our narcissists. When they have their times where they need to cope with whatever, they do it in that childlike state. I had the silent treatment as we're passing up the dirty looks, dismissive, not really looking at you. We did reconnect. Narcissists can do that too, but this is where it gets really interesting. So I connect with this kid, and it was really odd because I thought, if I have a tip with somebody and you move forward, it's like whatever, you are cool again, but you're not like best friends now. So all of a sudden he's like in that hallway talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, well, I have to get ready to go to class because I'm on my planning period. And so I get my coffee, go back to my class, and he ends up seeing me in the hallway later that day and just talking and talking and talking, which is nice. It's nice, that there's not that animosity. So at the end of the day, he's really talkative again. He's standing in the bus line, like waving to me, waving to me. So I decide to maintain this relationship with this kid. So I go up to him, I'm talking to him. Another kid's like, yeah, can I come to your house? Like, I want to hang out with you. You're the coolest art teacher. So he joins and he's like, yeah, I want to come to your house too. The kids aren't coming to my house, but he's wanting to spend more time with me. He's wanting to come to my house, which he's not going to. But the day before, in his kid mind, he probably never wanted to see me again. He hated me. I don't know what the frustration was, bad day at school, if I had anything to do with it, if his home life is bad. So I need to find out more about this kid. But how does this relate to our narcissist? It does. It's like, wait, I thought you hated me. Now we're best friends. But if I do anything wrong in this kid's eye, if I call him out again, if I have a bad day, maybe snap at him, which I shouldn't do, but hopefully I don't. It's going to cause him to hate me again. It's going to cause him to give me that dirty look, the silent treatment, the talking back. the not dealing with the reasoning. And that's the main thing. He can counteract with, because I I know people need to have voices, but when they don't acknowledge, like, yes, I see you're trying to help me, but I'm frustrated. I don't understand this angle, or whatever it is, they don't communicate. So when they don't communicate, it causes frustrations in me. They can sense it. We can sense their frustration. And, it's a child. I don't live with this kid. If this was my child, dealing with that over and over again can be exhausting. I only had the kid 1 hour. What grade is he at? Some kids I have twice a week, some I have one. So I have him 1 or 2 hours a week. So not that much, but it can be an overload that his homeroom teacher struggles with him. The more exposure you have, the more opportunities for things to go wrong. And that's the same with our narcissists. The closer we get to them, the more opportunities they are for things to go wrong, more frustrations. Was his frustration over? Oh, the other thing too that he said was that I'm just not as good as the other people. The poor pity me. And I'm like, these kids don't know what they're doing either. Then he turns grandiose, where I already know this. I don't have to know it. And then he like cuts kind of art or me down, where it's like, we don't even need this. And there is some good things as far as teaching art, but he's like, I already know it. And then I'm like, if you know it, you would be able to do it. I'm trying to help you learn it. And he's pity partying about, he's not as good as all the other kids. Low self-esteem, not like, I can try it. I can try it. You can teach me how to do it better. And it's perspective. And our narcissists, they take the negative perspective with things, and they're better at hiding it sometimes because they are adults. Just like that kid, he's an older child, not old, but like 8. So he knew not to hit me. Also, I don't know if he has like a fear of me. I am 6'1", but for some reason he knew not to hit, which is nice. He did control himself. That's the thing too. I saw somebody say, can you do a video on the degrees, the variations? I can't remember the word they used, but the different levels of what the narcissist is like, the grand scale of it, because some of them are extreme and horrendous. Some of them are malignant. Some of them have comorbidities. Some of them are slick and sly. And that's the thing too, as somebody was like asking about Lee Hammock from Mental Healness, and he's working on his marriage, self-aware narcissist. How does that work? And I said that his supply is still high. He's like a YouTube superstar. So he's got that adoration that he needs. His wife is still there. They are working it out, whether they stay together or not, who knows? But right now, he's got a wife, a sex partner. He's got his child. I don't know how he's got like 3 kids. I don't know which ones live in the house and don't, but he's got his family. He's got his house. He's got her help, and his supply is high. So they're good when the supply is high. So their marriage is probably working right now. Have his YouTube crash, his fame go away. It's going to cause problems in their marriage. So just like my student at school, something goes wrong, all hell breaks loose. Like, I'm hated. Now she's not understanding me. I'm trying to explain this, or I wish she would sit down with me. It's almost like a hate. The narcissist compartmentalizes things where, we're either all good or all bad, and it can change. Like, that kid hated my guts yesterday. Now I'm like the coolest teacher ever. What did I do? I just took a moment to say, hey, are we cool? And then he was like, well, you're kind of rude. I'm like, well, we were both kind of rude. And he agreed to that. So by me taking accountability led him to take accountability, which is nice. But our narcissists don't always do that. Sometimes they might be like, yeah, you're right. Other times they don't see it. So there's different levels. Like that kid had some maturity, knew not to hit me, did agree that, yeah, we both kind of were rude because he was really getting to me. So that's the other thing too. Like we have feelings too, you know, and now, you know, the disrespect is a trigger for me, you know, because like just listen to what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. So it gets frustrating. And I had to relate to like something's probably going on with this kid. I have to know it's not personal. That's why when we're like, my narcissist hates me now, it's not you. Just like that kid, it could be any other teacher that he would have hated if they called him out and then reconnected. Like he's new at that school. So he probably appreciated finally somebody's like showing me some love, compassion in the way he needed it. And that's what a narcissist is. They need things a certain way. Otherwise, it's not what they want. Because that kid didn't want me trying to explain things like, look, I care about you. I'm trying to help you. You're not trying to help me because, and they don't stop and take a breath. So when we're dealing with narcissists, I was thinking on the way to work, because I want you guys to try to understand. Some of us are like, if we stick it out or if they try to work it out. I was thinking about couch cushions or whatever cushions. I bought a brand new couch set. I have an ottoman and I almost never sit in my living room. I just don't, but I'll put my shoes on that ottoman. And it's only like a year old or something. It's already like squished down. I'm not that heavy. And it's kind of like when I move, I don't even know if I want to keep it. It's in good condition as far as what it looks like, but when you sit on it, it's kind of uncomfortable because it got damaged from me just putting my shoes on and going to work once a day, you know? So what does that have to do with our narcissist? Just like my cushion should have rebounced back up. It wasn't even all that long and it's damaged. And I thought it would be fine, whatever, just sit on the couch, ottoman, get up, go about your day. So our narcissists with their little jabs, just like me sitting on that cushion, thinking it's going to bounce right back up. When we think that we can take the jabs from the narcissist, it's like that cushion over time, it's going to start getting into us. It's going to deflate us. It's going to damage us. Just little pushes. And our narcissist loves to push our buttons. So sometimes we think we can reinflate as an analogy, like, all right, they called me fat, or they said my hair was ratty looking today, or they said this. It's like, okay, I'll let it just, I'll bring it back out. I'll have a great day. Deal with it. But those jabs over time, just like my couch, it's going to get to a point where we're not going to fluff back up because they're damaging our soul. And sometimes we're like thinking that we're safe, thinking it's just gonna be okay. And I hope that analogy makes sense, where over time, even if it's just a little bit of damage, each time I sat on the couch, a little bit of fiber damage, and it popped back up. It was perfect for the longest time. And then it started to break away the foundation of that cushion. And our narcissist breaks away the foundation of us to where now we're like, oh, he said it was ratty. Now I got to, like, which conditioner do I buy? And we're starting to change. We're like, I don't care, whatever. But it starts to make us question things and become self-conscious. You can hold on to it for so long that you're strong enough. But after you hear so many jabs so many times, something's going to flip where you're going to start questioning who you are. You're going to be more aware of certain things. And sometimes it's okay to help somebody, you know, but to make them feel self-conscious or to cut them down, the narcissist does it to build their self-esteem up. And they'll pick apart your insecurities. So, like, I like my eyes. I got blue eyes. I like my eyes. So you can say whatever about my eyes. I'll be like, I don't care. I like them. But if they say something about something you don't like about yourself, it increases your insecurities. We all have insecurities, you know, in American society. You see the image, even different countries. You guys see all these images of what's supposed to be the perfect person. Just like when I went to China, I had a Chinese mentor, and she's beautiful. And the Chinese women, a lot of them are really tiny. She's tiny for Americans, but she's self-conscious about her size. And in America, she would be perfect. So each society is different too, but everybody deals with what their society puts on them as what is expected or beautiful or whatever. So we all have our insecurities. The narcissist pinpoints what we're insecure about, and that's what they tear down, or they'll create insecurities in us. Just like that kid, what would his weapon against me be? What would he would say whatever to shut me up, to hurt me, to alter my feelings, to give him some comfort of some control. Because in that instance, he didn't feel in control because he felt his emotions out of control. So instead of controlling his emotions, he had to control something outside of him, because the narcissists, their triggers are from outside, and they lash out at those triggers. And sometimes they'll displace it onto a different outside source. So they're not dealing with their internal struggles. They don't know how to. They don't know how to cope through that. So it is that childlike mentality. And that's why it has a cycle. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. I'm talking to you. Talk, 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 talk. Hey, come over here and hang out with me. And then get the fuck out of my life. I don't want to talk to you. And then the next day, everything's okay. So that's pretty good analogy if you ask me. So comment below. Please like and subscribe. One-on-ones are available. We got donation buttons down below if you guys would like to donate. Always helps. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.